y'all, welcome back to another video. So, things have changed a little bit in this neck of the woods, and I wanted to do an update and kind of bring y'all along to what has been happening. So let me first get into what I'm doing with the channel as well as Watercolor Misfit, as well as kind of my vision of what I'm thinking about doing for the future. And then I'll get into some health updates as well, because I think that's important to kind of bring y'all along as well. So the very first thing is, this is actually the second video I filmed. I filmed this last week, and I was going to release this video last week, and the audio basically the video got corrupted. And so this is my second time doing this. So actually there was supposed to be a video last week and it didn't happen. Hello, Pepper. Pepper's gonna come into the room too, so you might hear her pitter-pattering around. Hi, baby. She's right at my feet now. You're gonna jump up, aren't you? Can you? See, she's right here. Anyway, I'm going to try and just do this in one take. I might do a couple of little edits here and there, but she'll stay in. So this year I made in January a lot of resolutions, but not really like I have to stick by these resolutions, more like what do I really want my art to look like at the end of this year. So I've been doing a lot of exploratory stuff behind the scenes and just kind of learning more about myself and my own art journey. Mainly because I have been in this artistic slump where I have not liked my art. Like pretty much everything that I create, and I've shared, and some of the stuff that I haven't shared, I don't like it. There's something about it that bothers me. It's just like I'm in this weird stage of my artistic journey where a lot of the stuff that I used to do is not giving me pleasure or joy anymore. And so I'm in this really weird kind of artistic funk, I would say. So for the past month, I've been trying to explore why I don't like my art, and then also kind of figure out, okay, what do I like? So what don't I like and what do I like? So it's been this really weird artistic journey behind the scenes, and it's flipped back and forth. Like some days I'm like, oh, I really like this, and some days I don't. The whole thing though with this whole artistic journey is I don't want to stop, because that's just gonna not be productive. So I just keep creating art behind the scenes. But a lot of it I don't feel comfortable sharing because a lot of it is kind of this personal journey for myself. So yeah, that's been one thing that's kind of been going on behind the scenes. Another thing that's been going on behind the scenes is, I've been trying to figure out what I want to do with my YouTube channel. The old way of how I used to do videos on my YouTube channel just does not appeal to me anymore. I don't like it. And so I've also been trying to figure out, okay, what does YouTube look like for me now? And I know I've said this a couple of times in a couple of videos, but it has been this ongoing process. And you can ask my family and you can ask like friends and stuff like that. I have really been struggling with what does this space look like and what does Watercolor Misfit look like for me in 2023. 'Cause I've just really been struggling with basically, I guess, my identity in my art. I don't fully know how to explain it to y'all, but it's just been this really weird funk that everything I do, I've actually filmed like 5 to 6 videos to post. And all of those videos, as I get closer to the end of finishing them, I'm like, I don't like this. Like, I don't want to put it out because I don't like it. It's not what I want. It's not me. It doesn't feel like me. It's frustrating. I have banked videos of things that I've put forth effort into, and then by the time I get like probably 60% done with them, I'm like, I don't like this. This is not appealing to me. So there's been that. And I'm sure a lot of you, and I feel bad because I know if I was looking on the outside, it would look like she's not doing anything. She's letting her channel die and stuff like that. And I'm actually not. I'm working really hard behind the scenes and doing, like I said, I have 6 videos banked, but when I finish them, I don't like them. And it's not even a perfectionist thing. Like, if it was a perfectionist thing of like, this isn't good enough, I would just put it out. Like, I've kind of gotten over that hump of like, if it's not perfect enough, it's okay, just push it out. It's not that vibe for me at all. It's more of this vibe of, this doesn't feel like me, and I don't know what me looks like in this space right now. So that has been a lot of what's been going on behind the scenes, with my head and just with the space, and me trying to figure out what YouTube and Watercolor Misfit as a whole looks like for me in the year 2023. And I've been struggling with this for probably about 2 or 3 years, but it finally came to a head this year, and you've kind of seen I've been starting up, stopping, starting up, stopping, starting up, stopping. And it's not because of health. Health is actually doing really good right now, and I'll get into that later. But it's just because I've changed a lot, and I'm almost 40 years old. And so like when I started YouTube, I was in my late 20s, early 30s, and it's been almost 10 years, and I've just changed a lot. And so I'm trying to figure out what this space looks like with me evolved on it. So that has kind of been what's been going on, and I think I know now the reason why I'm talking about this with y'all is because I think I know the direction that I want to go with the YouTube channel. I think I finally have figured out, after doing a lot of brainstorming, a lot of talking with my husband, and just really racking around a lot of ideas in my head and trying to figure out what works for me. And sorry if this is a rambly video. This is literally my thoughts. Like, this is not scripted. This is how my brain has been working for the past 3 to 4 years on this subject. But this is kind of what I'm thinking I want to do on the YouTube channel from here on out. I really, really like my stylized videos that I've done in the past, where they're series and they're very, very stylized and very well put together. I love doing those. I have always had this dream of combining film with art. Okay, I'm back. Pepper decided to police our neighbor in the backyard because she was gardening, and there's Pepper. And she does not like her gardening in her backyard because it's too close to our yard, so she has to alert me via barks. Anyway, getting back to kind of what I've always loved about this YouTube channel and what I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to combine film and art. I've always thought that was just a really cool aspect of combining the two. And that is kind of what I still want to do. I still really love doing that. However, that takes a lot of time. Because I'm not just planning out the art illustration and planning and then like filming it. I'm actually planning out like the music and how to teach with it, and like even how to tell stories with it and stuff. It's a lot more involved than just switching on a camera and then filming. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. I don't want you to mishear me. There are other artists on this platform who do that, and they do it splendidly. It does not appeal to me though. I've tried doing that for myself, and it just does not appeal to me. It's kind of one of those things where if I don't have a passion for doing it, I don't want to do it. It could be part of my ADD. But if I don't have a passion for doing something, I just don't want to pursue it at all. And so doing more of just the overhead style and then talking over my art just does not appeal to me, in my own creative space. So I can't though put myself in a place where I'm stressing out my body and stressing out my health, to put together these series that are super film related and stuff like that. It's not realistic. It just isn't. I burn myself out so bad trying to keep up with that schedule. To kind of give you an idea, I had no life when I was doing those particular series. I had a friend helping me film, but I was doing everything else myself. And so I was literally getting 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night. And I was working, I would say 80 to 90 hours a week to try and put together those particular more stylized videos. And since I was doing everything myself and I wasn't outsourcing it, which I would love to outsource it, but I don't have the money to outsource it. But I can't keep up with that schedule. So I was like I felt torn because that's the style of filming that I really, really love. But that particular type of filming, I might only get 1 to 2 series done a year. And YouTube doesn't operate like that. YouTube really needs you to at least upload once a week, or else your channel starts basically becoming this dead channel that they don't share anymore. And plus that, I mean, I stop, if people stop uploading, I stop watching them and I stop seeking them out. And it's not that I don't like their videos, I just forget. So I felt like that was happening with my particular channel as well, because I felt like I couldn't create the content that I wanted. But I couldn't push myself to the point of a breaking point, to put out content that I wanted to do every single week. So I was kind of in this weird limbo, as well as having health issues at the time. I was having a lot of health issues. And so I didn't have any energy whatsoever to work on that. So at the time I was kind of like, okay, my health is bottom out. I don't really care. But now my health is better and I want to start creating my content again like that. But I can't do that. Like responsibly, I can't do that. So I am going to still create those types of content, but I'm going to also do these types of just chatty videos. And I'm going to try and do it every week. There's a lot coming up in the future that I'll get into a little bit. But I really want to try and upload every week, but I want to just make them super easy where I flip on the camera, talk to the camera, might share some of what I'm doing in the studio and just share some tips where I'm basically, it's almost like I'm chatting with my friend type thing, video call, I guess, type thing, but I'm not putting a lot of editing into it because I'm really putting all my resources into the series that I'm working on, and putting together. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I have a series that I'm currently working on, and that's why I haven't been posting a lot. And I've been working on it along, and it is, at the moment, it's 7 videos. That can always change just depending on how things film and how things go. But at the moment, it's 7 videos plus 5 different art projects, which would be basically 5 extra videos. So it's a massive, it's a course basically. It's massive and it's taking a lot of my time, but I'm so much enjoying it. I am absolutely loving doing it. And since I've started kind of saying, okay, this is what you love to do, Carrie, and you need to pursue that no matter what the algorithm says, no matter what other people say. You need to pursue what you like and your passion, because if you don't, your art's going to stalemate. Since I've started doing that, I've really, really enjoyed my art again, which is huge for me because I have not enjoyed my art for probably about 2 or 3 years. It's been a huge struggle for me. But now I'm starting to enjoy it again, and love it. And I'm so excited. Like, I'm actually like excited to wake up in the morning and get to work. Whereas for a while it was almost, I dreaded coming to the art studio, which this is my happy place. Like, this is the place that I go when I feel depressed and when I feel anxious and stuff like that, to kind of work through things. And when I lost that joy in my art, it was really troubling because I didn't have a safe place to go, it felt like. Well, I finally have that again. So I am going to be creating content, but it's going to be a dual thing where you're going to get more videos like this, where they're just kind of chatty videos. I might share a time lapse of me painting to show you what I've been doing. I might just show pictures of paintings, just kind of hold them up and share with you. I might share supplies. I'm going to make a series that's just let's chat videos with very little editing and just kind of sharing my thoughts for that particular week while I'm working on the larger series type stuff. So that is kind of my idea of what I'm planning on doing in the future. Now let's talk about health and what has been going on. For years, y'all have known that I've had a lot of health problems, and they have just escalated to a point that last year and this year, it was almost, at the beginning of the year, it was almost unbearable trying to deal with these health issues. And I finally feel better. I have finally figured out what was wrong with me after going from doctor to doctor to doctor. We finally found a GI doctor who was able to diagnose what was wrong with me and figure it out. So here's the official diagnosis. I was incredibly sick. Pretty much anytime I would eat anything, I would get really nauseous, and I would also be on the toilet pretty much all night, just really sick and hyperventilating and having like panic attacks. Like I literally felt like I was dying. And that was pretty much a consistent thing every 2 to 3 days. That's exactly how I felt. And I wasn't getting a lot of sleep, as you can probably believe, because of that. It was horrible. And then I was also getting a lot of UTIs and bladder infections because I was getting so sick all the time from just eating food, to the point that I was terrified to eat food. I did not want to eat anything. But then the strange thing was I was gaining weight even though I was eating nothing, like next to nothing. Like it got so bad to one point I was eating basically a cucumber and plain, no salt, no pepper chicken that I baked in the oven. Like that's how bad it was. And even that was making me incredibly sick. It was bad for a time. And I could not figure out for the life of me why I felt so sick, why I had no energy, which I mean, obviously looking back now, it's because you weren't eating, Carrie, and you weren't digesting your food. But I was really sick. I wasn't sharing online how sick I was, but I was incredibly sick. So I went through all of these tests. Like people, some of these doctors were like, okay, let's do a cancer test. Let's do a celiac test. Let's do an allergy test. Let's do, blood work, stool. Like I was going through test after test after test after test. Finally, what they figured out was my small intestine had a particular type of bacteria that I have no idea how it got there. It got some sort of bacteria in it, and it exploded, that particular bacteria, and started basically eating away at the walls of my small intestine. So I would have these like rough, almost like scabs and scrapes all over different parts of my small intestine, which obviously if you have cuts and scrapes and what they called them abrasions all over kind of your small intestine, it's going to hurt when you digest your food. So my current GI doctor basically told me, okay, let's put you on a completely different diet, because I was on another diet, and she's like, let's put you on a completely different diet, and I want to put you on a specific antibiotic that's supposed to target this particular bacteria. And if you feel better in 2 weeks, that's the problem, and that's going to fix it and stuff. And I was like, heck yeah. If it has just been taking a pill and basically you telling me what I can and can't eat, and sorry, there is a bird right outside of my window, so if you hear it. But if you tell me all I got to do is take a pill, for a certain amount of time, and then also, change my diet a little bit, which at that point I was eating like nothing. So when they told me, hey, you can be on this diet, it was so funny because she was like, this is a very strict diet and like a lot of people aren't able to keep up with it. But if you can keep up with it for like 6 weeks, you'll be good and stuff. And I was like looking at it, I was like, dude, I can eat this and I can eat this. Like to me, it was like, wow, I can eat all of this stuff. Like I have been avoiding that stuff because I thought that was making me sick and stuff. So I was on that antibiotic for 2 weeks and I started feeling immediately better. It was like night and day. I have my energy back. I have been able to eat food. I have not been sick now. I have not had a major like upset stomach maybe in 2 months, which is huge because I was having it every 2 to 3 days and I just knew it was coming, and it was like just depressing because I knew I was going to get really sick. So I think we figured out what was actually going on. I still am going to have to monitor my diet, definitely. And she said I might have to be on that particular antibiotic another 2 to 3 times to completely eliminate the bacteria that's in that area. But she said, basically just keep what I'm doing. And if I continue to feel good, we're going to progress forward. So that has been my health journey. And I am so freaking thankful that I finally feel like myself. Like, it was getting to the point that I was like, is this going to be the rest of my life? Because I feel miserable. And I feel like I can't like do my art unless I really time it, where I'm basically working really, really hard for like a day. And then the next day I'm prepping to get sick. Basically, it was a weird time. So yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. Then we started, after we figured that out and we started kind of getting answers for that, we looked into basically IVF. And we started pursuing IVF after that was kind of sorted. IVF was a lot harder than anybody tells you, first off. And we are still going through IVF. I took a little bit of a break because, to be honest, the last egg retrieval really did a number on my body, to the point that I had really, really bad pain on one of my ovaries, and they basically determined that I had blood inside of my ovary and it was causing a lot of pain and a lot of problems. So we basically decided to take a step back until everything healed, basically healed up. So that we are going forward with the next stage of IVF, and fingers crossed everything goes well with that. But that's going to be in the future. Right now I'm kind of in a pause, just trying to let my body heal and work itself out. But yeah, that has kind of been my thoughts, and that's kind of what the progression of this channel is going to be in the future. So just as a like quick recap, YouTube, I'm still going to keep doing. I still love YouTube. I just am trying to figure out what format I want my YouTube channel to look like. And for right now, I'm going to do weekly check-in videos where I just sit down and talk to the camera and share what I've been learning or what's been going on. Some of it might be art, some of it might be life, some of it might be me sharing a supply or a tip. Those chatty videos are just going to be whatever I decide to share at that particular time when I sit down in this chair. And then I'm going to be working on larger series that will go up on the channel as well as inside of Watercolor Misfit Land. So that's kind of what my thoughts are. Anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for sticking with me while I have been trying to discover what I want my art to look like, and what I want my videos to look like, and what I want my YouTube channel to look like, and what I want my branding to look like. I've been going on this really cool journey of basically discovering myself, and trying to figure out what this new me looks like moving forward in my art as well as in life in general. So yeah, that's kind of been my journey, and Pepper is so cute. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Pepper. He's a cute baby. So anyway, lots of love, y'all. I will check back with you next week with a new video. I think I'm going to be sharing next week kind of my progression with my art, and what I've been learning as I progress through my art. I think that's what I'm going to talk about next week, but we'll see. I might change it if something else bigger happens. But yeah, that's it for now. I will see you later and talk to you soon. Bye.